welcome to Conquering Mount Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and today we're going to bring you another part of our case study on Dresden blades, or Dresden plates. But first, we want to talk to you about a lady who a few months ago did a big thing on her channel about Dresdens as well, and it's called Tiffany's Quilting Life. And Tiffany there is always, you know, doing live sew-ins and all the rest of that kind of stuff, you know, and chatting with her viewers. So I will put her YouTube channel below, in the show notes below, along with all the other fun stuff like our Facebook group and our sew dates, you know, that are coming up and all the rest of this. So come on in, let's get to this sewing. Okay, what I'm going to show you today is tumblers. Basically, these Dresden blades make perfect tumblers, right? And you can make them any size and width you want. What I did is I cut 100 tumblers, and I marked my line from 5 inches from this point to this point, and then 1.5 inches from this point here to this point here. Now on my ruler, you see I have lines, right? So I just made sure that any little bits and scraps and whatnot, I just put like washi tape down so I could make sure that I would make all my tumblers the same size. But with those patterns I gave you, you can make any of these as tumblers as well, right? And you don't, because when you flip and flop tumblers like this, so they all fit together as long as you've got the same angle, right? So like this one, as long as it's the same angle to your 20 degrees or 30 degrees, there we go, 30 degrees or 45 degrees, it'll fit together, right? So, and if you want to too, you can extend these lines or make these shorter, or, you know, however you want to do it. It's your quilt. But the tumblers now, I cut a few of these, and I'm just going to show you how to quickly do them. I cut a few of these, and I use darks and lights and everything, and mediums, darks, mediums, and lights, because I'm working in monochromatic. You do you, because you know you best. So what I did is I took a medium, because this one falls as a medium in my stat. Well, it could be a dark, couldn't it? Because the camera's picking it up kind of dark. But anyway, so I put it with a light. Now this is one thing they don't teach anymore, but they did for years. And when you line them up, now I'm always putting with either my mediums or my lights. I'm putting, or mediums and my darks, sorry. I'm putting a light. I'm making sure I have a light fabric or pale green or something like that to go with it. And what I do is I just take this, so I've got exactly 1/4 inch of overlap. So where I put my needle is going to be right there, because I've got 1/4 inch of little bits hanging out on this side, and 1/4 inch, a little bit hanging out on this side down here. So when I draw my 1/4 inch, when I'm sewing, this is where my seam is going to be. Now, I'll just give you a quick demonstration. You want to put this, let's get the needle, the sewing needle out of the way. Okay. Now, when I put this into my foot, like under my 1/4 inch foot, I want where that intersection is, right? I want that intersection right up against my needle. And now I know that I'm going to have a beautiful 1/4 inch seam. And I pinned them just because I wanted to keep them together for the demonstration, right? Now I'm going to do another one. Now this one here, you know, like, is the same thing. You're looking at that perfect 1/4 inch just inside that area. You're going to measure it. You're going to take a quick little look at it and run it all the way down. Don't pull, because this is the biased edge. This is the straight of grain. This is bias, right? So now I'm just going to grab this, give this a little snip like so. Cut 1, cut 2, and I do have a 3rd one here. And now what I do is I'm just going to finger press this open, because that's what I prefer to do with these. I don't know why, but you see that it lines up. That lines up right away. And And here we go. And if it doesn't line up, you know, get your stitch ripper your stitch ripper and make it happen. Now that is flat, like flat right across here now, because you've needle matched. And for some reason they don't teach it, or they call it something else or whatever. I'm not sure what their plan is, but what you do now is you just sew them together in a row, right? Like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put these two together. Now I can pin, and I want that intersection again, 1/4 inch, and you kind of move it in place. And these tumblers are so easy to do. Once you figure out how to do needle match, this is, you know, any of that kind of odd angle sewing. And this is why practicing with tumblers is such a great idea. Right? So there we go. Nice and flat, straight across. And I'm going to take this. I might use this. So just again, you take your time to line it up, right? So you want just 1/4 inch there. You see it there? Just 1/4 inch. And when you run it through, once you got the one lined up, you line up the bottom. And you're golden. So again, I would take my time. Once I've made a row long enough for what I want to do, right? Because what I've done is I've done 100, and I put them into a placemat. And somewhere along the line I miscounted, so I have extras. So basically all you're doing now is that what you're doing. It lines up. So you have options now on how to sew them. So there it is. It's not too much of a big trick, but this was kind of an option because normally in our case studies we would go to change one item, and you know, Dresdens don't have corners. You know, Dresden plates don't have corners or middles, or well, they have middles, but they don't have sides. So it's kind of like, okay, we have to give you some other fun idea to work with here. So do you want to see my table runner that I made? It looks pretty cool and all in green, so here we go. Okay, that was fun, but now remember, any of these Dresden plate blades, these Dresden blades that you can buy now, including the 15-degree rulers and all this stuff, you can make tumbler blocks with. So any size, any shape, anything you can do, just as long as they're all the same, they'll all fit together. Now, this is what I did for my tumbler. Now, I haven't finished it, so this is what I'm going to do as a table runner. Now, the only thing I have to do now, because there's different ways you can lay them out. You can lay them out where the fat ends touch the fat ends, or the skinny ends touch the skinny. And I decided to lay it out like this because I thought it was cute. Now, I have left these ends unsquared up for a reason, because I figured, okay, I can put my stay stitching down, and that would be a good idea to put your stay stitching all the way around this one, because you got lots of seams in here and things tend to stretch a little bit. But once you start getting your table runner, then you even off this length. You leave a good 1/4 inch on your ends, you know, like like you're only going to cut off this part, this overage, right? To make it straight, right? Like this. Okay. Can you see that? Yeah, you're only going to cut off a little bit on both ends to make it straight. The other thing you could do is you can alternate them so that instead of having all either darks or the mediums at the end, you can have them, sew them together so that you have, you know, like a dark, a light, a dark, a light, a dark, a light, so that you would have definition. See, I wanted definition between my colors because some of my colors are pretty, because I was only using monochromatic stuff. But anyways, so I hope you have fun with this idea. This is not a new idea. A few people have done this on the internet, on YouTube before, and I believe, you know, it's just a different use or different way of thinking of this ruler. Okay, so I hope you have a fabulous week ahead and everything goes right for you. Okay, you take care. Bye. My husband and I would like to thank you for watching today. We're so happy about the way our channel has grown, and we just want to wish you so well in your journey along with us. Please like, share, and subscribe, and tell your friends. Now, the next thing is this quilt. We are wondering if you guys would like this quilt as a free sew along on this channel this fall, this coming fall, winter. We were kind of thinking that this one would be really fun to do. We could do it in a larger size or a smaller size, it's up to you, but this one was a lot of fun to make. And it's all, it lends itself to being hand stitched, but you can also do this on a sewing machine as well. So let us know in the comments below. Remember, share, like, subscribe, tell your friends. Okay, have a great week ahead. Bye!